back to the Gospel Sports Truth Podcast. I'm your Jose, along with my guys, Young Vander and King Ron, bringing you the truth unapologetically as we see it. The NBA's heating up. We have LeBron James hitting the 40,000 mark. We'll talk a little bit about that. NFL offseason moves in full effect. We'll break it all down for you today. Make sure you are following us on YouTube at The Gospel STP and on all major podcasting platforms. If you need to get any information to us, you can email us at thegospelstp@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. So, King James breaks yet another record, and there's a little bit of a trend going. Anytime he breaks the record, the Lakers seem to lose the game. So I hope it's not too many more records been broke this year, but we got King James hitting 40,000 points. Huge feat. No one else has ever gotten to 40,000. He already broke the scoring record a few months back. Do we think that this gets him any closer to GOAT status? I know for me, he is my GOAT. I know with Barry, I know MJ's your GOAT. I don't know who you got, Ron, but
MJ,
does this make
MJ my GOAT? Barry,
okay?
like
Gotcha.
yeah.
I could have swore Vander had MJ as the GOAT.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
So, all right. So let me flip that then. So me and Barry got LeBron, and you got MJ. In your opinion, I'll start out with you. Does this put him closer to the mark, or as far as you're concerned at this point, is it a moot point and it's really nothing he can do to get any closer than being the number 2 guy, and that's good enough?
It just depends on, like, for me, no, because that's not what my criteria of what GOAT is. Like, I don't know what everybody's criteria of what GOAT is. My criteria of GOAT is when you have like a decent team, like, to compete and to win. And if you don't win, can I look at you and say, well, maybe you could have done a little more type, or you was the reason why pretty much like they lost, or you could have done a little more. The only regular season award that I pretty much will accept in my GOAT conversation are MVP. Like, and I really, like I said, because that's like a knock on a lot of people, like say like with Kobe. They're like, oh, when he don't have, but one MVP, regular season MVP. That's the only regular season feat that I put.
He should have won both of the two that Steve Nash won, but that's a different topic for a different day. Go ahead.
And then, I mean, with that, you could say that too with LeBron, or like with Mike, or like when it's plenty of times we're like, well, hell, if he won the award with this numbers, like he got the same numbers, why he ain't win it again type thing. So yeah, so 40K, like, no doubt it's impressive for sure, but me with my GOAT conversation is the only regular season feat that I pretty much allow in the GOAT conversation is MVPs, really.
But that's not a regular season feat. That's a nobody else ever in the history of the game has done it before feat. Like that's I mean, I hear you, but I don't feel you. If that makes sense. I mean, like, because I kind of feel like it's one of those, it's my grandma's cake, and no matter how good Edelman is, you'll never be my grandma. Like it's personal for a lot of people. I'm not saying this necessarily with you, but I mean, we holding it against LeBron. A lot of people in that GOAT conversation are holding it against LeBron that he took lesser teams that he wasn't supposed to win a championship with to the championship, and act like Jordan only got there with the times he won, and we don't count the times he got booted in the first round, in the first round, which LeBron would never. He took Zruin Ilgauskas and Eric Snow to the finals. I don't know. I feel like we have different scales as we weigh the conversation, as it is for Jordan and as it is for LeBron. Jordan had a couple of Hall of Famers on his squad. Jordan didn't. Well, if we're gonna keep it all the way real, Jordan didn't even get out the first round until Pippen joined the team, and that's a fact. So I'm just saying. I mean, these are all facts. I mean, Jordan couldn't take a less than team to the finals or out of the first round. LeBron took dudes that were in last place literally in last place in the NBA to the finals. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else he got to do to climb the ladder. But what you
I
got,
don't I
man?
don't I
Oh,
don't
go
use
ahead,
that
bro.
bias. I don't use that bias. Like I tell people all the time, I know count Jordan get bounced out in the first round, but you might want to research who got more first round exits now, or who didn't even like. And the only thing I hate about with
Who got more
LeBron,
first round exits?
I'm just saying,
Is that
Google
what you?
how much first round exits are they on now. It's closer than what it was. Or no, I'm sorry. Or how many times you didn't even make the playoffs to a degree. Like, and my thing is this too. Like, it make more sense for your conversation. Said, hey, no, get back to what I was saying. You said he didn't go to Pippen go. That's why I say my thing is when you have a contending team, when you have the pieces. Like, I don't hold the 20. I think it was 15 when Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt. I don't ding that on LeBron because I don't know who will win when your two best sidekicks are gone. But see, your point makes more sense if you say, "Hey, I took this team to the finals that nobody else could take." If he didn't lose
Yeah,
when he
he
had
did.
contending teams, you know what I'm saying? But if he didn't, if he when he had contending teams and didn't lose, it makes more sense to me. But you could say, "Hey, I
But those,
lose when I
but
don't have help,
the
and
other
when I
side of
have
that
help, I
coin
still
is
lose."
every time he had a quote unquote contending team, that team on paper and by Vegas was supposed to lose.
No,
Every time Jordan went to the championship, he had the better team.
that's why he ain't the GOAT. Then. If you got similar like people, if the GOAT makes it to not perfect prime example, right? Even though I don't think Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, he has a lesser supporting cast than what other quarterbacks, but his greatness makes up for that. So when you have D Wade, Bosh, and all these people, you have all stars with you. Like your greatness, if you're the GOAT, supposed to usurp a little bit of. We may not have the better team, but if I'm the GOAT, the best player around, I'm supposed to make up a large amount of that. And like I said, his blackout to me was the finals with the Mavericks. Like you ever said, you went from averaging
I give you that.
28 points a
I
game,
give you that.
then 17 points. So you were the
I
third
give you
leading
that.
scorer.
But
Like
Jordan
I'm
don't
saying,
get
so
a
when you
black eye
have
for
a
not making
team,
it out of the first round until he had help.
oh yeah, no, I do. You can count all
Jordan
that.
don't
You
get
can count
okay.
all of that. All of that for
Let me
me.
rephrase the question.
Yeah.
What black eye do you give Jordan?
Coming back from the Wizards.
Wow. So Jordan did nothing wrong until he was
Nah,
about to retire coming to the Wizards.
like I said, just for my criteria, when you have a
Okay.
contending team, that's my criteria.
Okay.
Like when he was losing, and you know another thing, a lot of people say, "Oh, you never ain't faced in the finals." Man, Mike had to go through that. When Mike had to face all those Hall of Famers on the Celtics and stuff, when he had to face all the Hall of Famers on the Celtics, he had no team. Guess what Larry Bird said? I mean, it's Jesus in basketball shorts. Even though he getting his head bashed in, he not. When he dropped 63, like this Jesus in basketball shorts.
Oh,
That's how I'm
that's
getting.
cool, but go ahead, Bear. Go ahead, Bear.
Now we all know we did drop the 63 against the Celtics. They lost that series. But this is my thing as well. When Bird was saying that Jesus in basketball shorts, Larry Bird was on laying down on the ground with a hurt back. I mean, the game has passed them guys by that time. I mean, this is a young man's game. It's always been that way. The newer guy come in, take over, and take the reins, and that's what they was going through at that time. When the Celtics was at their heyday, the Bulls couldn't compete with them. It wasn't even close. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you talking about Larry Bird, three MVP 3 years in a row when Jordan was in the league. You know what I'm saying? So when he said the basketball shorts thing, Larry Bird was already out of the league by that point. So he was already.
So could you?
I guess
So could
my
you look
my
at?
biggest issue is how do we not count Jordan getting bounced out of the first round with a lesser team, but then we also don't count LeBron taking a lesser team to the finals. Like, how is one not a black eye, but one not a gold star? Like, I don't understand the logic in that.
No, see, because like I said, mine is different. Like I said, I didn't think he had a contending team, so I don't hold that
No, no,
against him.
no, no, no. I get that, but neither did LeBron, and he took the
Yeah, that's what
non-contending
I'm
team
talking
to the
about. LeBron.
finals. That's my point.
No, I'm talking about LeBron. I
Right.
don't
So
hold
what I'm
him
asking is, how does Jordan not get a black eye for not being able to do what LeBron did, which is take a non-contending team to the finals?
because I don't give none of my black eye for him. Because you, like I said, like when LeBron got swept by us, right? I don't look at that and say, well, that's on your. Even though you got swept, I don't look at that and say that's on your resume. He know he not be. I don't care what he do to get there. you're not gonna beat the Spurs team with the cash you had. So I'm not gonna hold that against you. Like I said, when you have only thing I hold against people is when you have somewhat near even competitive. Because if you the GOAT, you're supposed to usurp some of the gap if they are some. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just like my Patrick Mahomes example, like my Tom Brady example, the actual GOAT now. You can look at him and say, okay, wait, he really only, of course, he had Gronk. I ain't gonna say that he always had Gronk. But when he had Randy Moss, took off. When he didn't have Randy Moss, he taking people like Troy Brown, Deion Branch, like these guys, and winning Super Bowls with these guys. And not scoring, some of them not scoring 3 and 10. He did score 10 and one of them, but actually leading these teams to point. Because like a lesser quarterback couldn't do that. A lesser quarterback couldn't do that, but when you the GOAT, you make up for the lack of everything else because you the GOAT.
You don't remember what LeBron did with some of his best teammates hurt to beat a dynasty team in the Warriors?
I give when he had help, I give him. No, he had Kevin Love and Kyrie with that, so I give him with that one. I give him, even though like with that too, I ain't, that's a whole nother thing. But with the Draymond suspension, I mean, I don't think they win that with two, but maybe they do. I don't know. But one thing we can't you realize we can't get away from too, right? Me, and I always say this, I don't celebrate. Like if I go to the mall to buy some shoes, I don't want to just go look at it. I don't celebrate window shopping. Like that is my criteria. Like we literally talking about a guy who he's the GOAT, right? And I tell peep this. So against that Spurs team when we won, the Spurs team, we came back and beat them after the Ray Allen shot, right? That next year, don't you know he got beat by a record margin? And it's still to this day, no team has ever got beat by average per game in that. Like he has more fun, even though you go there a lot. But like I tell people, if you're going to use his accumulation of stats for the good, you got to use it for the bad also. He has the worst finals record in finals history.
That's because you got to get to the finals that many times to have the worst record.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So you're a holder against him of how many times he lost in the finals, but not give him credit for making it to the finals more than anybody else.
I don't think he got the worst. I don't think he got the worst finals record either. I think Jerry West probably got one. I think Jerry West final record.
He got more low. But listen, he's been swept multiple times in the finals. Like I said, he got beat by no other team has been beat by a team led by him, right? Coming after winning the championship ever of the worst margin of victory defeat ever. Like that's a fact. So like I said,
you just said that you didn't care about regular. You just said you didn't care about regular season records. That's what I'm saying. We got sliding scales here. We don't hold nothing against.
I didn't say anything about the regular season just now. I mentioned finals.
I thought you said that the next season he came back and got that. No. You were talking about the playoff.
I said this is coming off of winning the championship the prior season. The next season in the actual NBA finals. So it ain't like he had a
got you. My fault. Yeah, I misunderstood what you were saying.
It just goes about what you have. Like me, I don't, like I said, if you go, I expect you to win. Now the times you don't have, like some teams, I ain't pretty much hold that against you. Like I even said in his defense, I said when that Warriors team that when all them boys got hurt, I said, no, you pick him up and put Michael Jordan in his prime, he still lose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's just too much. He didn't have no help. When your next 2 stars are gone, what can you do? This is me. I'm just not interested in, like, if you get there, I want you to win. That is my thing.
You got anything else on that one, Vander?
No, this debate is gonna go on till cows come home. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really got a lot to say about it. I mean, a lot of things. It's hard for Jordan people to have a debate without talking about rings, championships, which is I thought was a team thing. But we talking about individual as an individual. They don't really have nothing to stand on. It's always a team argument when it comes to a GOAT discussion when it comes to LeBron and Jordan. So
I disagree with that. Well, I said no. I just
hold on. A lot of your debate just now was team accolades, wins, championship. Nothing about points, nothing about rebound, nothing about individual. None of that stuff. It was just all about team.
I got an argument for that also. Like me, when they say tell me what Mike do better than LeBron, I name those things. When people say, "Oh,"
I want to hear it.
I say he's a better scorer.
He's not.
He's a better scorer.
He's not.
He's a better scorer. He's a better scorer. What you mean?
LeBron
how not?
Put up more points.
No, he don't. We don't put it. That's accumulation of points because he played more.
No. At the same amount of time in the league, LeBron has more points.
No,
even if you take away the 3-pointers, because Jordan couldn't shoot threes.
No. In fact, he couldn't shoot threes. It wasn't a 3-game, but in fact, he wouldn't shoot threes. But like I said,
if you take away the threes, LeBron still had more points with the same amount of time in the league.
No, that's not true. Like it
is true.
Like no, it's not. Like if you Google it, Michael Jordan, where Michael Jordan left his points at, it took Bron a few more years to get to those points. Not the exact same amount of time. He never had no scoring titles.
That's fine.
None of that.
When you're gonna say scoring, and I have the most points of all time, I'd be damned if somebody better score than me. I got the most of all time.
That means so Carmelo a better scorer than Michael Jordan. Okay. No, like nobody says Carmelo a better scorer than Michael Jordan. He got more points.
It's not about It's not about the most points. It's about I have the most points. Period. This ain't about I got more points because I played longer or something like that. No, I just have the most points ever of all time. But since the game been created, no one has scored more points than me. How can you say you're a better scorer than me if I have more than anybody ever played the game?
The same reason I can say that Emmitt Smith got more rushing yards than anybody that ever played the game, but I like Barry Sanders. I think Barry Sanders is a better running back.
Okay, but that's subjective.
Exactly. So
but,
I'm saying
no. Emmitt is not. Emmitt got numbers. I like Barry better. That's something that you like. But we talking about the numbers. Who can argue with that?
So that's a lot. I'm arguing with it. I'm arguing with it.
But that person, how can you argue with them? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If they have the most of something,
we know what time it is with that.
We can't say that.
Yeah. See, like I said, Zay, my logic never stay the same because we can say scoring, right? We can say scoring. Like so I got a question for you. Eli Manning a better quarterback. Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Kurt Warner.
Based on what? What are you talking about?
No, just what we saying. Like if we got more numbers, we got more. If
Eli Manning got 2 Super Bowls,
Eli got better numbers than Kurt Warner.
He played longer. He got more better. He's got better accumulation of numbers is more than what's name because he played longer.
Eli Manning got 2 Super Bowls that he's pretty much the one responsible for getting them. I mean,
no. So I'm asking. That's
not really.
Do you think Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Kurt Warner?
No,
it depends on what category we're talking about.
You talking about apples and oranges. You say a better quarterback, that means player.
Yeah.
We're talking about scorer. We ain't talking about player. We talking about something that you do. So if you tell me, do Kurt Warner throw better than him or something, that's different. But we talking about an act. We ain't talking about a player. You comparing 2 different things. Warner, you talking about a man and a man. You talking about who's the better at doing something. That's a difference. You comparing 2 different things.
We talking about scoring. We talking about who the better at scoring. That's
okay, but you talking about player. You talking about football. You talking about players. You didn't bring up an act. You brought up 2 different guys. You didn't say something that they do.
I do.
You just say who's better.
No, what I'm trying to get to you is that Eli Manning has more total stats than
what stat are we talking about? But what's the thing that we're talking about?
This is what I'm trying to get to. Let me get to it. Eli Manning has an accumulation of more than what Kurt Warner has. But I think Kurt Warner is a better quarterback. Thus why LeBron has a more accumulation points than everyone else because he played longer.
No.
That's what I'm getting.
He don't have more points because he played longer. He have more because he's not the only person that played this many years. He has been playing. He's playing the best than all of them. He's been playing good for that long. It ain't just because he played long. That's not. It's not about just the years. It's about Kobe played 20 years. Dirk played 20 years. Duncan played 20 years. Kareem played. All these niggas played 20 years.
So he better score than a guy that he never have no scoring title. Oh, one guy got scoring titles every.
The other thing that you got to look at when you talk about scoring titles is if LeBron wanted to win a scoring title, if that was his focus, he could have done that. He's always been a team first player. Even Jordan's own teammates tell you that they didn't like playing with him because he wasn't a team player.
The man top 5 in assists. What are we talking about?
That's because he's still what I got to do with anything.
What
Because
are
we
we
talk.
What are we talking about?
The only thing that LeBron does better than Mike is rebound and pass. And like I tell people too, and like I tell people also too, I want everyone to take a look before Pippen.
That's because Jordan didn't pass at all.
No,
which means
See,
he should put up more points.
No. See that's
you
where you're
no?
wrong at. No, that's where you're wrong at. If you go take a look at what MJ when he was required to play point guards, they are similar to what LeBron numbers were. But when Pippen got,
hold on, wait. Repeat what you just said. When he did what?
Yes, listen.
When
go look at when Michael Google. Do your Googles now. When
I don't have to Google that.
Mike to play point guard, they are similar to what LeBron.
And how much of his career was he asked to do that versus LeBron's entire career?
No. See, there's a difference. When Mike got
there, that's what I'm telling you.
No, when Mike got there, it's an ego difference. When Mike got there, Mike said, "You know what? Okay, I got this guy who can pay. I don't have to do it. Even though I may be better at him doing it, I don't have to. I'm gonna take the load off me and let you do it." It's plenty of times where LeBron don't. He got Kyrie, got these other guys who can facilitate the ball, but he chose to do that. That's on him. That's him. That if he just say, "Yo, you go take that, go do it." So
we got to tell it right.
So it's not on Jordan.
Okay,
that he chose
I'm going to tell it
not
right.
Be a team player and take all the shots.
I'm going to tell it right, and we can get off of it.
No,
you don't got to start winning until he. You said that a guy I got help, right? He got. You say he didn't win. Pippen got there, right?
Correct. Which
your guy didn't start winning until he went to go assemble the Avengers.
That's not true.
What? Tell me what. No, okay, so please.
Wait. Calm down. Jordan didn't get out of the first round of the playoffs until Pippen got there.
Exactly.
LeBron took. You
got that.
The Drunas Ilgauskas and Eric Snow to the finals. They are not the same. What are we talking about right now?
You're right, they're the same because one, if it's a series for me to win, one I trust 100%, one I don't.
So now you switching up the argument again.
No, I'm talking about I ain't.
You are.
I ain't switching up
you asked me who won without help. I just told you LeBron made it to the finals without help. Jordan didn't make it out the first round until he got help. Did I miss the what did I miss?
Did LeBron get swept with his team he had last year?
What did Jordan do with the Wizards?
That's
how old LeBron is now. I'm just asking you.
Okay, so
did Jordan make it to the playoffs with the Wizards?
Let me tell you how
biased. That's what I'm saying. It's two completely different standards.
All right.
I'm not biased about nothing.
It's different standards.
Listen,
that's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you how biased
y'all tell the truth, though.
Because I'm gonna tell you this is right here, right? Say if LeBron win the MVP and win the NBA Finals this year, right? You know what they're gonna say? That add to his resume because the paint ain't dry. He's still building on it. But when he get his ass swept, nothing declines off of it. Nothing. We just leave it, or we just gonna brush that to the side.
No, that's not true.
We're gonna take that and throw that to the side. That's what we gonna do.
Go back to what you said a few minutes ago. If he has the team that's not as good as the other, why would I hold it against him? The team that was supposed to win won.
Okay, so let me
again. I ask you, what did Jordan do with the Wizards? Because that's the age that LeBron is.
Hold on. I just one thing I want to. Because a lot of false information being thrown out there, and then people will listen and be like, "Oh yeah, it's not true." You say when Michael Jordan playing point guard, his numbers was compared to LeBron. That's not true.
I'm gonna bet that.
I don't have to bet anything. Hold on, I don't have to bet anything because when LeBron played the point guard, he led the league in assists.
Go ahead.
With like 11 assists a game. Jordan never did that as a point guard. So we ain't about to do that. We're not talking about LeBron numbers. We're talking about LeBron at point guard. Mm-hmm. When LeBron started at point guard for a full season, he led the league in assists.
What was his assist numbers?
I think he averaged 11 a game.
Okay, so tell me what was Mike's assist numbers when he actually played point guard?
What season was that?
Now, man, listen. I just asked you a question.
What season was that? He's never averaged. He's never averaged double-digit assists.
Listen, this is what I want you. He didn't average the whole season, but what you just told me was.
So you talking about a couple games?
Listen, but this is what you just told me. Okay. You just told me that the numbers were different. So I'm assuming you knew if you're gonna tell me the numbers aren't the same, I'm assuming you know Mike's numbers when he did it. The fact that you can't tell me that is already different.
I do know he never averaged double-digit assists.
In 1989, Jordan played 24 games as Chicago's starting point guard. He averaged
24 games.
Yeah, he had 24 games. He was Chicago's starting point guard. He averaged 11.7 assists, 2.5 steals, 9.2 rebounds.
No, we're talking about 24 games.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to get to you. I'm agree with you that it may not last. He may not average 11 the entire series, right? What I'm trying to say is that if he was asked to play point guard for a whole entire year, this is Michael Jordan we talking about. He could still average around when I say LeBron numbers are 28, 7, and 7 is what I'm getting at. So if he averaged 11 in 24 games, if he did it for the whole season, you don't think he'd average 7 assists? Is what I'm getting at. He just didn't want it. Like, I got somebody to do it. But listen, we can get off this, but I got one thing for you, Zay. You said let's talk about Michael Jordan get bounced out in the first round more, right? Which one is less impressive to you now? Getting bounced out in the first round mean you actually make it, or how many times you missed the playoffs? Which one is it?
Getting bounced in the first round or missing the playoff, which one is
worse?
Which one's worse?
Yeah.
It depends on the team you got.
It didn't depend on the team we had when Mike was getting knocked out in the first round, is what I'm getting at.
Well, what I'm getting at is LeBron had a worse team and took him to the finals.
You got it. And then
you keep missing that point.
No, I got the point.
The team that was the worst in the NBA, went to the finals with one change. LeBron James. That's the piece that I don't think that you're grasping.
I'm grasping.
One change made with LeBron, without LeBron, worst team in the NBA, finals in the NBA. Like that's if that's not telling, I don't know what is. That's all I'm saying.
So I got a question.
And at the end of the day, until Pippen got there, Jordan did much of nothing as far as playoffs is concerned. And like you said, you don't care about regular season accolades. So whatever he did as an individual, or whatever the case may have been, outside of the playoffs or whatever the case may be, don't really amount to a whole lot in the scheme of things. I mean, that's just I'm going by your logic.
So this is what I'm getting at, though, right? Like you said, like to me, like I said, we LeBron fans that take stuff and twist it. Because to me, because like I said, everyone be universally realized that not making the playoffs is worse than at least making the playoffs. And I think both of them are horrible. Let me start by that. If you don't win the championship, I think your season is a failure. Let me start there, right?
But so only one team has a successful season.
No, I'm saying like if you measure success, right, and you say, well, you didn't even make the playoffs and you got bounced out in the first round. To me, universally, the team that made the playoffs and got knocked in the first round had a better season than the people who didn't make the playoffs.
But there's nuance to that. There could be injury. There could be people that left. There could be, I mean, you just can't say, because of this, that. Like it's nuance involved in that. So the best players on the team might have been hurt. I mean, there's some, I'm just saying that it's sliding scales when we compare.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Barry said, this argument gonna go on forever. I vow never to have this argument again. If you think Bron to go, you can have it. You think Kareem to go have it. I vow never to have this shit again. And y'all got me back in it,
man. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. So let me ask you this: should the Lakers draft Bronny to hold on to LeBron? Because I honestly think that I correct me if I'm wrong, but LeBron didn't extend, and Bronny is eligible next year, this coming year, as far as the draft is concerned. Do you think that the Lakers should let bygones be bygones and say, well, let's go ahead and do whatever it is we're going to do for our future, or should they draft Bronny to keep LeBron?
I think one of these other teams should draft Bronny so they can get LeBron for the low.
That's what I was. He'll be a free agent. I mean, so like you wouldn't have to get him for. He'd go just to be able to play a year or two with his son.
Right.
Like one of these small market teams that really don't make a lot of money.
OKC, a team like OKC that got all these picks. They got like 3 first-round picks or something. You could take one of the later first-round picks and grab Bronny, and LeBron is coming. I mean, like
you could probably take a second.
And you would never. And a team like OKC, you would never get a LeBron James. Like you said, small market. You know what I mean? So I would go that route. That's the route someone need to take. You know what I'm saying? If you're one of these teams on the cusp and you pay a player away from some really makers, and LeBron is one of those universal players that you can stick him on any team. And it's a playoff contention team. You know what I mean? So I think someone need to do that. One of these teams need to get Bronny because they know LeBron is coming for the low.
Like
probably that minimum, like that low.
Yeah, because he'd want to win with his son. Whatever it would take to do that, he'd be willing to do. I'm pretty sure.
I think.
What's your thoughts on that one, Ron?
I think the only way the Lakers should do that is if they grab one of those big free agents. Because I look at it like this now: like I think it's going to be hard for any team to beat out of the West per se to beat Denver in a 7-game series. Like, so it's not like even like guaranteed if you get Bronny, you can have Bronny to stay around, but like for what if you still don't have like the best team like that? So if they can get like one of these free agents that's, like maybe Embiid or whoever, I can't remember if Embiid read up or not, but like if you can pull one of those big free agents and then you would say we can keep LeBron, because really at this point in his career, like you put LeBron, say if Milwaukee draft Bronny, and he's like, oh, I'm going to play with. See, now he don't have to do all the heavy lifting. Like you got
True.
Giannis to do it, or you got Dame or somebody to do it. But if they can't pull no big star over there to him, I don't think the Lakers should do it. I think another team like that, like you said, like OKC or somebody who's that one piece away, or Milwaukee, just to make it stupid, or something like that. But the Lakers, I mean, they're playing good, but I don't think they can beat Denver now, or unless barring injury. So I don't think they're gonna win anyway. So just adding Bronny to that don't do anything if they can't pull no big piece over there, in my opinion.
Had a couple of big games going on in the NBA. Cleveland beat the Celtics by 1 point. Little bit of a controversial ending there with Tatum, with a foul being called on Garland against Tatum, but then they used their challenge and ended up winning the challenge, and they waived off the foul. So Cleveland ends up beating the Celtics by 1 point, and that was without Spider being out there. So one of their best players didn't even play, and they ended up beating the Celtics, who had all of their dogs in the race. Then you also had the Suns take out the Nuggets with KD coming through in the clutch. They're still playing without Booker. Two different questions. Do we think that Cleveland has finally put together the squad that will be able to make noise for the long run? They got some young guys there and they even showed without the guy most likely to leave, that they still have a pretty nice squad. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the East now going forward. And then the question with that Suns, with the Suns in particular, we kind of know who the Nuggets are, but every dog has his day. Are we ever going to see the Suns for an extended period of time where all three of their best players, being KD, Bill, and Booker, all being healthy? Because the Suns, I really had high hopes for, but if they can't stay healthy at all, I don't think I don't even necessarily think that they get out of the second round, third round of the playoffs, just depending on how that kind of shakes out. But what's your thoughts on Cleveland and what's your thoughts on the Suns? Why don't you go ahead and start us out, man?
No and no. I mean, because Cleveland, I mean, that they're gonna end up losing Spider. It looked like he's probably gonna be moved. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
don't know if he's gonna even be there for the long haul. And whatever they have
But
left.
he didn't even play He didn't even play against the
Yeah, but
Celtics,
I
and they
mean,
were able to beat him.
it's
Now
basketball. You can
Wade
win
came off the bench and put up like 20 points. So I mean, you're not gonna get that every night. But.
right. You can win any given night in basketball like that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But nah, Garland and those guys, it's just not enough. You know what I'm saying, to really compete and be, a championship ready team. As far as the Suns go, they just have too many of the same guys. They're really missing a point guard. They have no point guard.
True.
This team would be a whole lot better if they had a true point guard on the team. And you got Bill Booker, who's identical guys. They're identical. You got one playing the point, and the other one's just not. It's one of those things. It looks good on paper when you say, "Oh, Bill Booker,
Right.
Durant, this is gonna be a crazy team." But nah, you still got to have a team that guys do certain things, and they got too many guys doing the same thing, and for that reason, that team it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, they should take a page of what the Celtics did. They pretty much the Celtics from last year. All these guys that do pretty much the similar thing, and you see the Celtics are absolutely taking off now that now they have an actual point guard. They went and got Drew Holiday, so they have where you don't have to pretty much put the decision making on Jaylen Brown because he's a turnover machine. Oh my God, like him bringing it up, or Tatum. Derek White played the point guard for us at San Antonio and a little bit there, but he's really more of a two. So now that if Drew Holiday went to the Suns, it would be totally different. Like it would be more like I would have a different outlook. Like so if they had one of those guys, like I was even clamoring for them earlier, man. Just see where Rondo at. Maybe he can come slow the game down for a little bit, get a couple assists. He don't want to shoot it. He may be too old though, but yeah, I agree with Barry on that. The Suns got too many people do the same thing, and Cleveland, even with Spider out, like any given night, he played well, how many games in the league now?
82.
All those. Yeah, so now the Hornets can beat the Nuggets on a given night. So it
Yeah,
just
the Pistons got some wins. Shit.
yeah. So yeah, but a consistent series, if everybody being healthy, I got the Cavs at maybe fifth in the East, fourth, fifth. I got Celtics first, Bucks. If Embiid healthy, Sixers. If Randall and Brunson and them guys healthy, I got the Knicks ahead of them. So I got them fifth. I don't, and these teams are young too. Like, it ain't like these teams are old,
for sure.
So I don't think they have enough. And like Barry said, alluded to earlier, they may lose Mitchell, and if they do that, just go back to scrapping it. And might as well go and trade everybody for draft picks. Say the OKC route.
Let's go ahead and transition over to the NFL. A lot of moving pieces over the last week. Let's break it down. We won't get to all of them, but make sure you guys join the Facebook group, the Gospel STP, the Gospel Sports Truths Facebook group. We put all the highlights and all the movement and shaking in the Facebook group. So look us up there and you'll be able to get pretty much all the moves that have been made. But let's go through a few and we'll talk about the ones that are going to be the furthest reaching, if you will. Mike Evans signs a 2-year deal. That is going to pretty much make it, I would say, I would give it 85%, depending on if Tampa Bay wants to play hardball. That also is going to mean that Baker Mayfield is going to end up re-signing there. He even made mention that he'd be willing to take less money to be able to re-sign Mike Evans. So I think that's going to be a bit of a package deal there. Jason Kelce retired. My question is, for several years, Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce were essentially saying that they wanted to retire together. So, Ron, I ask you this: how much longer do you think Travis has?
Honestly, if we would happen to win next year, I think he leaves after that.
Okay.
If we don't,
what if you lose next year?
Yeah,
He
if we don't win, I think
I
think he may give it one more shot. But realistically, and like I said, I don't have no inside information, but just watching them and just watching stuff unfold, I think he got at least. I give him 2 years. Like if we were to win next year, I think he go out on that first repeat, and he's kind of like he had some spunk in the playoffs, and it kind of reminded you of what he was. But it's because we gave him the week off. And when you start needing weeks off to get your energy and stuff, because he already 34 or about to be 34, so we I give him 2 years. If we win next year, I think he's out of here after that.
All right, Barry, you can help me out with this one, man. The Broncos cut Russell Wilson. NFL record $85 million in dead cap space. They gave up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, Drew Lock, and Noah Fant for him. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton comes in. I want to say Wilson had like 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. So touchdown interception ratio, not that bad. Keeping in mind that he really only had 1 wide receiver. His starting running back wasn't at full speed until about somewhere around week 5, week 6. They wouldn't even give him the full complement of snaps. Had some O-line issues. The defense was horrible. And I know, Ryan, like you said last show, winning fixes everything, but it feels like they picked the most expensive scapegoat in the history of the NFL. What exactly? Well, let me pose it this way: who do you feel was most at fault in this situation? And does it make any sense at all to not keep a guy that you got to pay anyway for a much lesser quarterback? I mean, we talking about possibly Stidham, or you're not even going to have one of the top rookies because you don't have the capital to go up and get them. So we're talking about one of those lower ranked rookies or Stidham as your starter versus Russ, who didn't have a bad season as a quarterback. Like, right. Does any of it make sense? And who do you blame the most?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, this is Walmart, right? Their brand is called.
It's still a salary cap, though.
No, this is Walmart running the show, right?
Yeah.
And their brand is called what? Great value. So that's what they used to. They used to great value kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're gonna be with Stenham. He like great value. You know, your grandma tell you go get Dissy Crystal sugar, and then they got great value sugar. And that's what Stenham is. You know, he the great value.
Yeah.
So that's what they use, that's what they're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Just getting by. You know what I'm saying? This is a business for them. This isn't a football move. Clearly, this is a business move. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
how
this
does
guy,
it make sense for business when you still paying this man 85 mil?
like, you can understand, real business minds don't think about the day. They think about 15, 20, 30 years from now. So they'll take a hit now to think they'll be better later. So a lot of times you see this when you see a lot of business people bring their business mindset to a sport. These are the kind of things you see. This is not a sport move. This isn't we gonna win more games move. This is a move that's strictly about the bigger end when it comes to business. Bad move. I mean, Russell didn't even play bad this year. If you watching
That's what I'm
Bronco
saying.
games, it wasn't really his fault. Offensive line wasn't good. And then you alluded to a lot of the weapons that he had. And also, this isn't a Sean Payton guy. You know what I'm saying? So Sean Payton inherited this guy. That's another thing. So I think it's the guys upstairs and also with Sean Payton is the reason why he's not there. So it's not a smart move, but I mean, the only person that won, Russ won this.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
he got the ski
Okay.
mask on. You know what I'm saying? He robbed them,
I can agree with that. I can
and
agree with
now he
that.
take his bag. He can go somewhere else and get another bag.
All right, Ron. So Pittsburgh, well, the rumors last week were that Pittsburgh was thinking about either Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. I even heard Kirk Cousins' name thrown out there, but Kirk Cousins is now um, indicating that he's kind of leaning towards Atlanta, and Atlanta is indicating that they're kind of leaning towards him, which is going to be interesting to see where Justin Fields ends up. But my question is, it's looking like Pitt is going to end up keeping Pickett, indicating that he didn't really get a fair shake with the OC that they had in there last year, and they want to kind of see what they got. Are they missing a golden opportunity? Like, you don't really see too many noteworthy quarterbacks in the free agent market, and this may be one of the last years that you see so many at one time. Are they missing out on an opportunity for loyalty, or is it possible that Pickett may be as good as some of these other guys that are going to be available?
Hmm.
I think they're missing out on a good opportunity. Maybe they saw some things that it may be in practice or something that maybe we can get somebody to translate that to the game, because in the games I didn't see anything. And for the simple fact that they're making the playoffs with almost below average quarterback play, and they're making the playoffs. And even in the Bills game with Mason Rudolph, like if he didn't throw that interception like in the end zone when they were going to score, like the game may be a little different because they were only down by 7 in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So would you have that? You got the young wide receivers who are easily frustrated. George Pickens to have a meltdown on the sideline because he's a dog. He wants the ball. Like we even had Deontay Johnson, the number one receiver 2 years ago when Pickett kind of came in. He didn't get a touchdown the entire season. So I think they're missing a golden opportunity. I think you've seen enough from Pickett to maybe say, let me try something else. I can kind of understand if they didn't want to get Kirk Cousins because he's a little bit older in age and maybe like a rental. Maybe they said they wanted maybe somebody younger. I don't understand the Fields move at all. Maybe they're not high on Fields. I just think they're making a terrible mistake by not trying to get one of those guys. But if they go get one of those rookie guys, like I would even, and I'm not a Bo Nix fan and nothing like that, but I would rather see try Bo Nix, anybody, before you put Kenny Pickett back out there, because the offense, man, was absolutely horrible. I know they got a new OC, but man, I don't think it's too much fixing them, because I didn't see too much to look at it and say, okay, well, if he's in a different system, maybe he can flourish. I don't see that.
Same page, Vander?
I think the Steelers need to just go after a veteran, real veteran. Not Pickett. I would go after Russell and
I
not
would too,
Fields. They need to bring in an old school veteran, somebody with some real, experience to run this show, especially when you're doing a guy like Arthur Smith.
What about Tannehill, who has played with Arthur Smith for some years?
Was he good with him?
he had some pretty decent years until he started getting hurt.
No.
I
It's
mean,
ain't his ass, man.
I'm just saying, like when he went from Miami to Tennessee, he resurrected his career. And when you're talking about Pittsburgh just needing somebody to hold it in the road that's better than Pickett,
Better than, not better than Russ.
No, yeah. I wouldn't say that he's better than Russ. I wouldn't.
With the weapons they have,
he knows Arthur Smith's system, and they're already comfortable with each other. There aren't any veteran quarterbacks that are available right now that aren't better than Pickett. Humble opinion.
Cousins. I think Russell Wilson's better than Pickett too, though. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan, but I think he's better than Pickett. Like you look at Pickett yards like per pass and like yards per game, like Russell Wilson, even though I guess a lot with me, like look at Russell Wilson's stats last year. He went through for 3,000 yards, but he didn't turn it over that much. I expected a little more out of him, but he's better than Kenny Pickett, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, he is.
Yeah. So Russell would be a good
and
one.
When he said he willing to play on the veterans minimum, like what are we even thinking about?
That's what Russ said.
Yeah.
Because he getting 40 million from the Broncos. Yeah. He said if I can go to a winning franchise, I'll take the minimum just so we can win. So you're not even messing up your cap.
Wow.
But see, that's why I was shocked when the Steelers came out and said they won't pursue any quarterback on the market.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, after he said I'm going to take the vet minimum, maybe they thought he was going to be a little pricey. But he said I'll take the minimum. I was like, oh, that's a match made in heaven. You can pay him the low. You can build a team around him still.
But is that a winning team?
Did he say that after or before Pitt said what they said? I can't remember who said what first.
Oh, Russ came out and said it first. Because Russ was trying to save face with the Broncos, saying even I would take even if they cut me, if there's a chance for me to come back, I'll take vet minimum, or I'll take the vet minimum anyway. Even here in Denver, I'll do that. I don't know if that was political talk, but he said this probably like right when they were like, you can expect him to get cut or whatever. And then Pittsburgh came out like 2 days ago and was like, nah, we ain't even expressing interest in any quarterback on the market. That was confusing to me.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I would love for Russell Wilson to go ahead and put on that Patriots uniform. If you willing to let the Broncos pay you and take a veterans minimum, we can actually put a team around you because we got $100 million in cap space and our defense is already good. Like I would love that move personally.
I think Atlanta is good. It just makes sense for him, his wife. If they're gonna play for the minimum,
Atlanta's saying they want Cousins, and Cousins is saying he want to go to Atlanta.
That's cool because Cousins' old lady from Atlanta too. From that, but this is my thing. If this dude Cousins gonna demand 40 million minimum,
yeah.
You know, if this dude say he play for the vet minimum, and I got 40 million to play with, I'm going to get Sneed. I'm making a move like me. I think me and Cole, somebody talked about this. They can make about 4 moves, and this team will be where they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
I go get like Cooper Kupp. I'll trade like a 3rd round pick. Go get Cooper Kupp because he come in. He know this system. It's the same system from the Rams. He'll come in and he'll work that thing. I go get something like a Bobby Wagner to play my middle. And man, we gonna go, man. Like that team would be crazy. Because think about it. Your window, we all know in the Super Bowl window is always open when the quarterback make less. So if you got a quarterback that coming in making nothing, you got a bunch of money you can spend everywhere. We just seen a slew of DBs, get released today. Good guys, too. Pro Bowl caliber guys.
All Pro Bowl.
So you got Bates who already there. You probably could slide somebody beside him.
Go get Poyer. They just released Poyer. Go get
you
him.
Got Byard. Byard got released. Yeah. Diggs got released. What's the big hitting guy from Seattle? He used to play for the Jets.
Jamal Adams.
He just got released. My secondary would be crazy.
And even Davis White got cut by the Bills too.
Like you said too, Barry, if you can't get cut, go grab Hunter Renfrow. That saves some money.
Go grab Hunter Renfrow. Poor man cut. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you might be able to trade for Higgins. You had the money to pay him.
You don't need Higgins though. You got London. You don't need Higgins in that over. You just need somebody that does. You know what I'm saying? But with that, if my quarterback say he okay with the minimum, it's an open wallet at that point. And that team is right there.
I don't really understand Pitt. I don't. I mean, sometimes they loyal to a fault, and I think that's their crown jewel, and it's going to be their downfall at the
Yo,
same time.
Atlanta need to go ahead and he'd be there tomorrow if it was up to me.
Facts.
That's easy. That's an easy go.
Easy fix. Besides them
We
playing
got the-
Future in the locker room, couldn't play no Future at the warm-up games, but hey, you can deal.
We got
No
the
March Madness
Bengals.
before the game, man. We good.
So a couple of things that Vander, you said a few weeks ago. You said you saw Mixon possibly being moved. Now it hasn't happened yet, but some insiders are saying that the Bengals are going to go ahead and move on from Mixon as well as Tyler Boyd. Boyd is a free agent, so basically they're looking at not bringing him back. They reworked Mixon's contract, but they're still maybe looking at releasing him. That combination of Chase contract and Joe Burrow contract is making a lot of the other players. It's kind of putting them in a very precarious situation as far as the cap is concerned, even though the cap just went up quite a bit. But do we think that this is going to kind of hurt the Bengals overall? Is it going to kind of keep them where they were? Because I think Boyd and Higgins were hurt a little bit more than Mixon, because running backs you can kind of go out and get without having to pay very much for a running back. But what are we looking at as far as the Bengals outlook after some of the tough cuts that they may end up having to make?
No, I mean, they, like I said before, once the quarterback get paid, it goes downhill from there. Look at the Bills. Look at the situation they're in right now, because Allen got his contract. You see Burrows got his contract. Now you got a top tier wide receiver, Chase, coming up. Yeah, you can't pay all these guys. Like, somebody got to go. So Mixon gonna leave. Boyd gonna be gone. They franchise Higgins, but that could be a franchise and trade.
Yeah,
So
they said they franchised them to trade them. So
yeah,
we'll see
so it's But I predicted this a long time ago. Like, it happens all the time. As soon as the quarterback get paid, that's why your window to win is when a quarterback's in their rookie contract. That's the best time to win. The Chiefs got lucky where they signed Mahomes early. The deal seemed big at the time, but with the cap going up, it really wasn't that big of a deal in comparison. Because think about if Mahomes was coming up right now,
man, look,
he'd have something just look outrageous. But he's not also a guy that comes off as a guy that's saying, I'm taking all the money off the board.
He's taking a page out of Brady book.
He's going to leave probably a little bit on, what I mean? They're going to maneuver it where he can leave a little bit for everybody else to split up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to win, you know what I'm saying, when your quarterback don't get paid. So, yeah, it's going to be hard for the Bengals, man, because their quarterback got paid.
A few other moves that have been made. The Dolphins released starting linebacker Jerome Baker. We talked about the Bills. They cut Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Nyheim Hines. They also restructured Von Miller and Rasul Douglas. So I thought that Miller may have ended up being cut. I don't know what the dead money situation would have been, but I just knew Miller was going to be on the chopping block. They also signed Mitch Trubisky. So Mitch is back with Buffalo as the backup quarterback after things didn't quite work out so well with the Steelers. So
another thing too with the Dolphins, man, Christian Watkins?
Wilkins.
Is it Wilkins or Watkins? Wilkins.
Wilkins.
The kid from Clemson, right?
Yeah, it's Wilkins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wilkins, yeah. He's also gonna be moved. So he's gonna be a free agent. He legit.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're trying to open up some space to be able to go ahead and take care of Tua, because they've already gotten rid of Xavier Howard. They got rid of another defensive lineman or linebacker. I can't remember which one it was.
And they wide receiver making quarterback money. That's 30.
Well, yeah, that's true too. and they got to pay Waddle come next year. I can see this being Hill's last year there, though, to be honest with you. One way or another. Then they got to pay Waddle. Waddle will probably be taking over the number one wide receiver spot there after this year, depending on how things go.
I don't
any
think
other
so.
moves? You think they're going? You think they'll extend Hill?
I don't know if Hill gonna play after this. What he's been talking about, but
so you think they'll bring in another wide receiver to be the number one if Hill doesn't?
I think Waddle could be moved too.
Yeah. If
Waddle now is the number one receiver to me.
No, he not.
He a hell of a compliment now. He's a hell of a Robin. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's not number one when Hill was hurt. I mean, he put up the best numbers that he had, all season. And I think he was had the most yards of that particular week for wide receivers when Hill hurt his ankle. So I mean, it's in him. We don't see it very much because of the situation that he's in, but I mean, it's from what I
He's
can
just
see,
a
it's
hell
in
of
him.
he's a hell of a Robin, man. I mean, he's just not a.
I don't think he's number one either.
No. 1,000-yard receiver, single digit touchdowns, but he's not commanding like he's not 15, 1,700, 13, 14 touchdowns. Like he not one of them.
Any other moves that I'm missing that I know we have the free agency opening up on next week. I want to say it's the 13th or 14th is when free agency, the league year kind of opens up. We'll have that period where it's legal tampering. I think that'll be like next Monday, Tuesday, something like that, like a couple of days just before the actual free agency opens up. So we will have a lot to talk about next week. But were there any other moves of note that I neglected to bring up?
You touched on all of them. We tagged Sneed, but I think everybody we are.
Oh yeah, okay. Now, do you
Sneed.
think y'all tagged them to keep them, or you think you tagged them to trade them?
I think we tagged him to trade him, but I think we also looking at it as our first scenario is our first scenario is to tag him, so nobody else can grab him. He won't hit free agency to see if we can work out something for Chris Jones, even though I think we will work something out because now reading stuff out his camp, he want 27 to 28 guaranteed. And last year, that's pretty much what we offered him, but he wanted initially wanted 30, but then came down. So I think the holdout kind of actually did help Chris Jones out this
Let me
year.
ask you a question.
Where we at.
You think, well, two things. They did tag Sneed, but they gave him permission to seek a trade. So that's that. As far as Jones, do you think he would take 30 from somewhere else? Or you think he'll take the hometown discount and stay for the 27?
I mean, he got rings.
Just depends on who offered him the 30. I think if a non-contending team offer him the 30, like kind of far away, can't win, I don't think he take that.
What if Atlanta Falcons offer him the 30?
I don't think he take it.
Because see, that's the move I would make, right? So besides pay $40 million for a Cousins, I can get Russ for the minimum, and I'll give him 30.
Yeah.
Forget Calais, get Calais Campbell out of there. Yeah. Thank you for your time. And plug somebody like that in the middle. And then go. That's what I would do. So I'm wondering, you think he would take 30 from somewhere else?
I don't know, because I think he would stay, but after winning 2 Super Bowls, you already done won. You already done did what you accomplished to do. Now you might let
$3 million. $3 million is $3 million.
Yeah, and also that was to my second point. That came to my second point. Like if somebody do take Jones, then I think we pay Snead. So I think that's like a back pocket type thing. Like, okay, well, you're not gonna lose both of y'all.
So whoever you can get, whichever one you can do the most with, or whichever one ends up being more valuable to someone else is how it's probably gonna shake out.
Yeah. But Veach said that his number one priority before he do anything else is to work out to get Chris Jones situated. But if they can't get to that number, I think we keep Snead and Jones go.
I would try to. If I was one of these teams like the Patriots, you got $100 million. I'll try to steal them. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Overpay him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overpay
him 31.
Yeah.
The same formula you putting together for Atlanta, I'll take that same formula in New England. Literally, the same players in there. Wilson on a contract on a team friendly contract. We can go ahead and get Jones right there in the middle. You know what I'm saying? We show love to the DT. You know what I'm saying? We
already got DT too. Y'all put him beside Barrymore. I like Barrymore.
Yeah, I like Barrymore too. But if you have those two in tandem, good luck running the ball.
Y'all missing some promising factors. Y'all missing a Bijan, a Drake London, and maybe a Kyle Pitts with a decent quarterback. Y'all
but we got $100 million. We can go get them. We can go get those.
$100 million hopeful.
We got $100 million
hoping you get it when it's already there.
but running backs ain't that difficult to come by. We can get a quote unquote Bijan. We can get.
They got Ramondre.
Yeah, I'll take Ramondre over Bijan.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do
I
that.
really would.
But I'm just saying,
I really
like,
would.
he's suitable.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it from Bijan yet. I mean, for what I've seen on the field, Tyler Algier had a better rookie year, and he's shown the ability to be able
Hey
to get
man,
into the end zone
hey
as
man.
well, if not better than. So I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell you
running
like
backs is a tricky situation.
I'm gonna tell you like Buddy Son coming to America. If you want to keep working here, stay off the drugs. The fuck?
Numbers are numbers. Where did
Hey,
I lie?
his utilization though he wasn't utilized right.
Come on,
Zay.
man.
He
That
wasn't
may be
utilized
the
right.
case. All I'm saying is it's the same backfield. Had the same coach. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
Or did I miss something?
you watch football, man. You see what they was doing to that boy. You see what they was doing to that boy. They kept that boy as a hostage.
The
I like
same
Ramondre
coach,
Stevenson a
the
lot, but I
same
am not
run
going to take
scheme. That's all I'm saying.
That
That's
boy's
all
a
I'm
hostage,
saying.
man.
they
They
ain't
put
getting the
that
same
boy.
opportunities.
No, exactly. Somebody can call certain plays for somebody to succeed in, and call bullshit plays for you. So what if your strength is running between the tackles? I can run you outside every time you come in here. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. If your strength is running outside the tackles, I can run you up the middle,
Yeah.
and make your numbers look crazy. We
I
know what
hear
it. Come
you.
on. You watch that boy and that boy get that ball in his hand, but that boy look crazy. They shoot that boy out of a rocket. Ain't no way. Come on, man.
I mean,
No.
I hear
Oh,
you. I hear you.
you know you
I hear
taking
you.
Bijan. If you had your choice, this the pick now. This the pick. You taking Bijan over Ramondre Stevenson. You know that.
He talking about a Tyler Algier.
He put up better numbers. He did. That happened. That actually happened. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's like do you want the Ferrari that, and granted, a Ferrari is a Ferrari, but if it's not in the, how would I say, it's not an everyday driver. Depending on how you decide to
I'm
drive
taking
that
the Ferrari
Ferrari, you
over the
can have
Buick,
all
man.
kind of stuff go wrong with it.
I'm taking
You
the
know what I'm
Ferrari over the
saying?
Buick, man.
But I mean, I hear you. But sometimes getting from point A to point B is more important than how fancy it is to get.
Right.
How fancy it is you're getting there.
Give
And
me the
all I'm saying
Ferrari.
is Bijan is that Lambo.
Hey,
But
Cole.
I mean,
Give me the Ferrari
he
with
got to be in the
50,000.
garage more often than not
Give
because
me
he don't fit for certain plays. That's all I'm saying.
give me the Ferrari with 50,000 miles on it, and go over the Buick brand new off the lot. Okay.
Hey, you know, looking at it though.
Who's this guy?
Tyler Algier averaged 3.7 yards a carry. Bijan averaged 4.6.
No, I'm looking at the Tyler rookie year. Tyler rookie year in comparison to
A whole
Bijan
year
rookie year.
ago. Oh,
I didn't
Bro.
look at their yards per carry this year because Tyler didn't really get that much of a run this year. So I'm just
I got
saying
to look at his rookie year to see if he was splitting carries with somebody because Cordell was there, but I don't know how
Cordero
much
was there, but
yeah.
they were basically using he basically had to get it out the mud. Like they was using him incorrectly the same way they're using Bijan incorrectly with that particular coaching staff. But he still made a whole lot more out of it than what Bijan did. That's all I'm saying. Like that's what the numbers say.
Well, it's pretty much around the same. He had 210 carries, 1,000 rushing yards, 4.9, 3 touchdowns. So yeah, he did pretty decent in that. You got a point
That's
there
all I'm saying.
I'm still taking
before Bijan got there, he
over.
was at 4.9. I mean, he's one of those, he wears you down and then kind of can exploit you at the end of the game.
He went from 4.9 to 3 point what?
7.
Oh, so he lost a whole yard.
Yeah.
On less carries.
No. See what happened? See what happened when that Buick when that fuel pump go up? It should be different. You know what I'm saying? You know, say the fuel pump went up, man. Nah, we ain't doing that, man. Give me the Ferrari.
And that pretty much wraps it up for us this week. Make sure you tune in next week because I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of moves made in between now and then. We'll make sure that we break them all down for you. Until then, make sure that you tell the truth. Stay in the church.